So yeah, give me a second. I am getting all my TikTok followers to come over to join us over here on YouTube. So welcome to Jesse Girl Talk. I'm super excited. So yeah, can y'all head over to my YouTube? The link is in my bio. And let's chat. So I'm gonna be starting the live over on YouTube. The conversation we're gonna start in literally 5 minutes. So go to the link in my bio. You will see that I am live now. Thank y'all for heading over to YouTube. We're gonna get all the girls. And if you guys can share the live out, I really appreciate it. Just letting people know. That's why I put it on there. You can just head right over to YouTube and we can have the oh, thank you. That means so much to me. Thank you. Come over to the YouTube and let's have some girl talk. Thank you. That means a lot to me. Thank you. I'm glad to hear that. Glad to hear. You're so welcome. Thank you. I mean, yeah, thank you. Yeah, so literally we starting this live 6:00. It's really challenging because you're trying to like obviously build a platform on both sides and trying to do both. Can be challenging, but we're going to really have a conversation about Ebony K. Williams, single motherhood by choice, share my thoughts on it, on this topic. Yeah, so many thoughts. So this is so annoying. You have to do all of this to like share it out. Hold on. Be patient with me, y'all. Okay. So nobody's confused. If you are here in the chat, just drop a heart. Let me know that you are here. Because I want to make sure. Oh, thanks for sharing it out, y'all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank y'all. Okay. So I'm going live on YouTube. I'm not discussing this on over here. I'm going to be ending this live in literally 2 minutes. So you won't see me on here. If you want to join the chat, join the conversation, we are discussing it live on YouTube. So tell all the girlies we are going live on YouTube to have this conversation. I know you probably like my face. You can't see my face. Yeah. I can take these off my head. Oh no, that was looking a little bit better, y'all. Let's see. Is that better? Is this better?
No, you're back.
Not yet, but we're going to start. Thanks for sharing it out, Kev. We're going to start. We're going to start literally ending this live in a minute. So maybe what I'll do, I think I'm going to just keep it up on the screen and just mute it so everybody can just kind of come on over. Hopefully people read it and they'll see. So, okay, y'all. So I'm going to get started. I'm going to leave the live up just so people can hopefully head over to YouTube. And yeah, so I'm gonna leave it up. I'm just gonna mute and we're gonna get into the conversation. Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay, welcome to Jesse Girl Talk. Thank y'all for being here for this live conversation. So on my platform, I think it's just so important to talk about the things that are influencing young women, especially young women of color. There's so much out here. I know people always talk about how the internet is not real and how social media is not real. Well, more so social media not being real, and we should just take it for what it is, but it's a very real thing. You know, social media is very much so real. And it's just a way that is influencing us to live our lives in a certain way and do certain things. And we've seen Ebony K. Williams, for those who do not know her, which I think everybody does, but if you do not know her, she's an attorney. I came across her from Real Housewives of New York, is how I first like saw or heard who she was, and then we started to see her from her infamous the bus driver not wanting to date the bus driver conversation. So when I first saw that, I didn't connect the two, that she was the woman from Housewives. Um, so that was kind of just my introduction of who she was. Huh? No, I'm just saying, like, from me seeing her, that was kind of like what I saw her. I didn't see her on anything else. I didn't know, um, you know, anything really about her outside of that show. Um, Hey, Miss Beautiful, thanks for joining. Thanks you for coming over. Thanks, Kev. Thanks for coming over. So this is a new space for me with going live. So I just wanted to start to open up the Just a Girl Talk conversations over here, and just continue to just grow and grow the audience. And because we just never know who's watching, right? So, yeah, y'all. So if we can just continue to talk about this, and it's not the talk. I think people think when you talk about this type of talking about current events or what's happening is just to gossip and bash women. But I think we just need to talk about, because it's something that is very, I don't know, like, it's just becoming very popular, right? So Ebony K. Williams is having a baby. On her own, she decided that she wanted to be a mother. I read an article that I read the article that she did with people who photographed her, who shared her photos of her pregnancy, where she basically said that she made a decision after she froze her eggs a few years ago. She started to reflect on her life. She knew that she wanted to be a mother, and she decided that she could give her child enough love and resources to be a parent, right? But I dug a little bit deeper, and you just look up to the things that she came out after, kind of her, viral moments, where she talked about getting to her age of 40. And I think her statement is verbatim was, when you get to my age at 40, you have different relationship options. Things are looking a little bit different. So it was more perspective of from what I took from it, and from her statement as well, when she came back out and said that she encourages Black women to pursue their MRS as well as their JA or JD while they're in college, which referenced that being my age, being 40, not having as many options, love looks different. I was happy to see her come out and say that, because you don't really hear many women who kind of have her type of masculine, I could do it by myself, I don't need a man type of energy, come out and say, don't be me, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't do what I have done. But I'm gonna still do it. And so her having a child on her own, I think let's say if I didn't hear her come out and own that she's 40, she made certain decisions, she took accountability from what I took, and then to also tell women to do things differently. Her having a baby is not surprising, because I feel like she recognized that this is all I got. This is the last option, I guess, shall I say. But I don't think that to me, based on what she's put in words or said out her mouth, that she's proud of this. Like, again, had she not came out and said other things, kept the bus driver, whatever type of mentality, I would say that she is portraying this to be cool, this to be okay. So I don't think that. I think that this is, I kind of made my bed, I gotta lay in it type of response. It's kind of how I see her doing this motherhood thing. But I think it's, no matter what, I think it's still a very selfish thing. No matter how you flip it, even if you take you're taking the hand you dealt yourself, it's still selfish. No matter how much money you have, I don't care how many resources you have, how many nannies you have, it's still a child involved. And I think that that's the part, as women, we get in a very much in a, I can do what I want to do. I want, and this being a mom is something that a lot of women want to be, but they don't think about all that goes into it, and having a good partner, And I think society is creating, like, the problem that I have is with Ebony K. Williams being, having such a, big platform and being so known, it it only feeds into the women who don't have anywhere, near what she has, and thinks they can do what she can do. Like, granted, can she overcompensate to try to uh uh, give her child more to not fill the void of having a father? She's definitely going to try. I don't think it's going to fully erase everything. But another mother who doesn't have the resources, who doesn't have the money, they can't. But they don't recognize that. So they see it like, well, she did it, and why can't I do it? I put a post up about this on TikTok, and everybody was giving all these scenarios. So would it be the same if a woman had a baby and a man left? That's not the same thing. This is actively making a choice. You decided to go to a sperm bank. You decide to, do what you needed to do IVF. Like, this is the choice. I'm deciding that my child will not have a father. Like, if you sit there and process that, like, you made a decision that your child will not have a father. Like, that's insane. Like, my child will not have a father. Not that the father walked away on his own, the father, God forbid, he died. Like, I'm saying right now, this child will not have a father. How do you explain it to a child? Like, how do you tell a child when they get of age? And of age doesn't even have to be adult. Like, kids who are toddlers, who are being exposed to school, going to in different places, we can't change that. You know? Okay, I'm gonna put a comment up on the screen because I want you guys to see this. So it says, if it's that important, then she can just get a father figure for her child, like a grandfather or a male that can represent, I think it was what you meant, almost like an uncle role. So yeah, that is a possibility, to have a father figure, to have a grandfather, uncle. But again, wouldn't they have just been smarter to just make good decisions so you didn't have to get a father figure? You could just have an actual father in a child's life. Like, we always think about well, you could just do this. How come we don't think about, well, you could have just did the right thing when you were younger, made better choices, so you didn't have to get a father figure. You could have just had that child's father. Now, again, you can have a father. Children having fathers doesn't equate to them still having other good men in their lives, like their grandfathers, like their uncles. But we're now saying that the uncle or the grandfather has to then become the father. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that is the part that we should not be. And again, we shouldn't even be. Why should grandpa have to be daddy? Why should uncle have to be daddy? Why can't uncle just want to be the uncle that comes to get the kid on a weekend when he feel like it, or grandpa come to get the kid when they feel like it? Like, why does uncle have to be the uncle, the dad? You see how we're speaking for other people. Your decision now becomes somebody else's responsibility. Well, just go get a father figure. I don't want to be a father figure. I don't want to be that child daddy. I'm the grandpa. I don't want to be grandpa and daddy. So when we make our own selfish decisions, they affect other people. You see how that works? Your decision will affect other people. And that's the thing that I don't think that we think about. Like, there's consequence to our actions. Because again, at the end of the day, what about how your child feels? What does your child need? Children need fathers. Children, they need their mother and their father. They need their mothers and their fathers. Like, they absolutely do. They absolutely do. But again, I think we are growing up in a society where there's women who sit around all day long, unfortunately, and they talk about how they don't need a father, how the child, I could do it by myself. I even saw a woman say she would rather be a mom than be a wife and have the child have no father involved, and her, because her family can help take care of her kids. Same thing. Like, how do you put that on your family?
You still got that on, right?
Mm-hmm. They can't hear though. Just got it up so they can come over. Your family, like, you're making your family responsible. How do you have a child saying that I'm gonna just make my family take care of my kids? Like, like, how do you, we can't do that, y'all. We're thinking from a very selfish perspective, and it's not considering what the child will need, and the effect of not having two parents in the home, just being an influence, a good foundation. How would that affect the child growing up? you know um Kev said, then they be entitled to people that has nothing to do with it and then be mad at them. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. When we decide that we want to do certain things, we decide I want to do this and I'm going to put it on my sister, my grandma, my mom to take care of my responsibility. That's not, and you can't be mad at that person for not wanting to be. That is exactly that. You cannot be mad at somebody else for not wanting to be a part of your stuff. And we act like everybody's supposed to be a part of our stuff. We act like everybody's supposed to support what we're doing. Now, granted, Ebony K. Williams, I'm sure she has a huge amount of support. I'm sure that there are people in her life who have encouraged it, who are cheering her on. There's women who are telling her, "Girl, yes, you could do it." But again, we're not thinking about the child. Can she take care of a child? Absolutely. Like, is a child gonna? I don't think the child's gonna go without the necessities and having the best of the best. But can her money replace what a father can teach? Can her money replace what a father can teach? I don't know. I just think I don't know. I just think we underestimate what the role of a father. Like, we really, and I don't know, maybe just because so many people just didn't have good fathers or didn't grow up with a father, so we just don't, as women, see the point of a father. Look at somebody, but what actually? Oh wow, what actually can a father teach that no one else can teach? Wow. Wow. So do you think that your father, that there's someone who's going to, let me think how I'm going to say this, because I think I'm just speechless because I'm trying to process the undermining mentality of like anybody could just teach what a father can. Like, it's no big deal. It's whatever. Um, I'm just trying to process just the thought process. I'm really trying to process that because I know my father, right? The conversations that my father had, that he had with me growing up, just having real conversations. I don't think I could have. I don't think I could have. Like, could anyone have had talk to me? Yes, like, but having real, like, a conversation with my dad about like a conflict was a different type of conversation. That his encouraging words, the man that I know I can trust, the man that I know who loves me, who can give me, who's going to give me the best advice. I wanted it from my dad because I know that he has shown me in every way possible that he's here for me and he has my best interests. Everybody doesn't have your best interests. So what's somebody trying to teach you? Anybody could say, do this, but do they have it? Do they have your best interest? Can you really trust that this person is really there for you or for you? Because we can ask the same question: what can a mother teach that anybody else can't teach you? We can say the same thing. It's balance, right? There's balance that goes between a mother and a father. There's things that the mother brings to the home that a father can bring to the home, or just bring into a child's life, right? It's like that. It's like, how we have the what is that thing? Like, it's like the scale, and you got one person, one side that weighs it down, other side, so you keep both things on evenly. It keeps a balance, and I think that's what a mother and a father do. A healthy couple does, right? We balance out each other to be able to create a good foundation. a good foundation. Kev said a lot don't trust themselves, and that's the problem. Do you mean in the sense of like what making good decisions? You mean? And the thing, let me just say this about regarding the topic, right? So when I talk about this stuff about educating young girls to make good decisions, I say this stuff because I don't want young girls to be Ebony K. Williams, be in her predicament. And like I said earlier, I don't think that she wants that either. I don't think she wants that either, honestly. Like I said, I think she has realized that okay, this is the card the hand I dealt myself. I'm gonna go for it. But I honestly don't think that she wants this for herself either, or wants it for anybody else. I don't think so. So when I'm saying this, it's not a dig, it's not to bash, it's just to bring awareness that how do we prevent young women growing up with a mentality that they can do what they want, they have time to waste, um, valuing money more than family, valuing money more than their bodies. You know what I'm saying? Like this is why I say what I say because I don't want them to get to a point where they feel desperate and all they can think about is I just need to be a mom. Everybody shouldn't be a mother, and I don't believe that if you have not found the right partner and you don't have a husband, I don't think you should have children. I don't. Especially if you want to do it by yourself. Do not have kids if you want to do it by yourself. Do not willingly choose to be a single mom. Like willingly choosing to be a single mom is just it's so selfish. It's very selfish. Exactly. This is a good question. Kev said, "Can you really tap into your femininity doing the father's job?" How and if you saw, I think I just saw a video somebody shared with me, Ebony K. It was her and a couple other women talking about being. She dresses feminine.
Femininity is natural.
To
You let it get taken away. That's
yeah, because when you're in a role, she said she dresses feminine, right? Because she knows that that's the best way she can try to be feminine is just her appearance, but she's very masculine. She said that she's masculine because she has to be, and it was, and she don't have a choice, and black women had to take care of people all the time, and blah 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 blah, all that good stuff. So okay, so we know that if we complain about having to be taking care of people and doing these masculine roles and doing all this, why would you then willingly put yourself in again a place where you have to be masculine? Because how can, like you said, how can you be in your most softest, most feminine state if you are overwhelmed and stressed trying to juggle doing this by yourself? There's nobody to pick it up. And again, as I said before, will she have, I would assume she would have the resources and people around to pick up the slack or pick up that she, again, I think even if it was her and her husband, that these celebrities, they have, they got people, they have nannies, whoever to help them take care of their child. But like I said, to the average woman who's trying to make this decision, even if they're just willingly just getting pregnant and they're decide, I don't need no dad, I'm good. You're making a decision to put more stress on yourself. So like we are very, we say a lot of stuff, but it doesn't click. You say one thing, but you do another. So if you don't want to have to do it all by yourself and take care of everything on your own, why would you then decide to lay down with somebody who doesn't want children or a lot, like or decide to just have a baby because you're looking for somebody to make you happy? That is the biggest scheme. Like that's like they people have made motherhood sound like, or the idea of like when you get pregnant, they just give you this idea like, oh my God, you're gonna have so much purpose. You're gonna feel so like, I'm ready to just go get it. I'm ready to just like be out here chasing. I don't know, like they just make women feel like it's going to be this like rush of I'm gonna do better for my baby. And that's, we clearly see that does not work for everybody. That is not the case at all. And it's leading this idea on to think that having a baby is going to make you so much happier. It's going to make you feel fulfilled. It's going to make you feel like you have somebody who's going to love you. And you're doing this thinking that this is going to be the thing that's going to fix all my problems. and we can't. It doesn't fix all your problems. It gives you a very temporary, fix for sure. But I think even Ebony K. Williams, right? No matter how much resources she has, no matter how much, people she have in her life, how much money she will have to still lay down every night in her own head and think about her decision that she's made. Any woman who does something like this, nothing can take away from what's in your head. Like no amount of money is going to make, if you feel any guilt, if you feel any shame, if you feel like, damn, I can't believe this is the life I have that I end up living based on my choices. And again, like I said, I can commend her because she has she's taken accountability. Again, at least in how she has communicated and really trying to promote education, promoting family. It's just, we are just in a place where the feminist movement and just I can just do it all. I'm bad about myself. My kids are bad about themselves. Like we're adapting that. We're putting a lot of this stuff on ourselves as women.
If you ain't got kids, I think it's fine.
If you ain't got kids, what?
Do bad about yourself and all that.
Oh,
when you bring them kids in, that's when the kids.
Yeah, I don't know. When it comes to single mother, that's what this box is. Okay. So also when it comes to single motherhood as a choice, that's because they are trying to use the exception to define the norm. LeBron James is an exception. Every dude in prison is the norm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Every dude in prison is the norm?
They're saying in a sense of most people who are in prison come from single mother homes is what I get what you're saying. The statistics do show that. They do show that most of the women, the men who are in prison, I'm not gonna say every, but most of the men who are in prison are coming from single mother homes. But everybody is not going to be a single mother home and be LeBron James, what you're saying. Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Yes, you're right. Yep. Yes, indeed. Yes, thanks, Kev. Yes, I'm new to this live on TikTok. I mean, live on YouTube. I don't know if you could like tap. Kev said tap the thumbs up before entering the chat. It helps the live. Yes, thank y'all. You don't get the vibe that she regrets the decision. After all, she did say that she reserved her eggs from that. I think she says this more as a backup in case things don't work out. So what I'm saying is, yes, true, right? I'm saying that when she decided to freeze her eggs, that was a choice, right? Like I'm gonna do this just in case. But I'm saying that I think when she decided that she was going to actually go through IVF on her own is when she started to change. Her words started to change. I think when she froze her eggs might have been again I don't know, but I think once it hit reality that I'm doing this by myself, yeah, I need to let me pull it back and try to, like, this ain't right. So that's what I get from it. But again, I can understand where you're coming from with that as well. You might not see the same thing. Again, like I said, we don't have a lot of women who will be woman enough to say, like, basically, don't be me. Like I said, she said, when you get to my age at 40, it ain't a lot of options. Get that degree and that ring. She said it. But again, you start to, but that's my thing is, you don't want to be her.
That's why I respect Ebony.
That's why I said she owned it. Like, you can't help but to respect it, in my opinion, because you don't have women who are able to be honest about, I did this to myself. I decided to have a certain mentality. I made certain decisions. She decided she thought she can control her relationship, and it didn't work out the way she wanted it to work out. And now this is the result. This is the result of my actions. So she
was engaged to a YT man.
She was. She thought he was going to do what she wanted him to do, and that wasn't going to work. It wasn't going to work.
Yeah, it was about this.
About the kids. About the COVID stuff.
That was insane. Like,
but again, let's think about that, right? Like, for those who don't know, during COVID, y'all know when COVID hit, everybody was locked down. So her fiance at the time, again, let's roll it back. She dated a man who had children, right? What consciously, very aware, he had children. So you knew that, right? If you didn't want to date, if you had certain things that you wanted to be non-negotiables or something that you required, then you should date people with kids. So basically, during COVID, it was like time to quarantine, and he decided he was going to quarantine with his children. I believe they were like teenagers, so like they weren't
like
little
15,
kids. Yeah, they
13,
were a little bit older,
like
and she didn't like that. She basically said that they were grown enough that they didn't need him. She needed him. So that's the thing about that. We already complained about how people, well, if he a YT man, but whatever. We complain about people not being good fathers.
No, man, white men can be not good fathers.
No, I said we complain about people not being good fathers. You date a man who has kids and then get mad because he's choosing his kids. Like, just very selfish. Very, very selfish. And because he said, I'm gonna choose my kids then.
Yeah, because they need it.
Because they need you. I need me. They need me.
It was a crisis. Nobody
right.
knew.
No. What was going on? What was going to happen? It's like, it's like I'm out. And as a woman who can, if you respect the man who's being, that's a good father to want to be there and say you want to be selfish and say, well, if you want to choose them over me,
and you broke your engagement off
and you broke the engagement off, and now look at you doing IVF by yourself. You're doing IVF, having a child, pregnant, want to raise a child by yourself because of your ego. Your ego, Ebony. COVID separated the strong and the weak. Absolutely. That COVID thing took it down.
It made us even better, right, baby?
How far to that, honey? We made it through COVID. We wasn't going to kill each other during COVID. I'm trying to think. COVID was pretty cool.
Even better. We happy to be home together.
Yeah, it was cool. We made it through COVID, y'all. But like, just you think about that, like, but again, like I said, the reason why I think personally her whole tune is changing because she's recognized this. Look what I did. I did that. And everybody can't do that. Everybody can't. And again, she didn't come out directly and say but I'm saying in her words, the way that she spoke about things, I can commend her for doing it. I guess I don't think that. Well, I will say that because in her article for People, she did say that she wants to show other women another. Like, that's where I was like, all right, now, Ebony. Come on now. She did in the article. She did say
they gotta have one for them.
She did try to say, being pregnant, and she wanted to show. She did. That's why I'm like, see.
Oh, it's so.
Don't listen to that woman.
That shit it don't kick in until that child like 8 and all that. It's cool, all this the pregnancy and all that. You can make it through that part. You can make it through the infancy, but once that child hit 8 and all that, them ages around there where they start thinking they own shit and they start seeing what the other kids doing, they start wondering.
This is my husband, by the way, y'all.
You can't.
He can't help himself.
You can't make up from what they feel. You can't. There's no way you can equate it. You don't know.
I think, honey, if I cannot imagine my son had a really rough year kindergarten. It was so rough, y'all, that it was stressing me out. And if I didn't have my husband, I promise y'all, I was stressed. I was scared for my baby. It stressed me out so bad. Like, it was so, if I didn't have my husband to go through that, like, and again, it was just kindergarten, but so that might have felt a little bit dramatic, but I was so stressed out over this child.
To something that the people said to you or anything.
I was just like, oh my God, I cannot imagine having to process and deal with this, and then had to deal with my child on my own. Like, I was so over. And again, this is like 5. We had never dealt with this before. This is a whole new, like, I'm getting phone calls home about my child. Like, what? Like, that's a lot for a parent. So like I said, a baby, and as you go through this phase, like, it's all cute, it's all fun, it's all, but once that's, I was stressed out. Thank God my baby has matured. He going to 7th grade. My baby had The school loves him. He's an angel in school, you know. Not an angel, but he's it was. But I say that to say that those first couple years of school, kindergarten was woo. It was rocky. It was rough. But doing it, having my husband there, y'all, to support me and to be my shoulder to lean on. Nobody could pay me to do it by myself. Nobody, y'all, nobody at all. Cav said the thing is single motherhood been around long enough for people to not get tricked, but they thought they can do it different, and they can. And that's the thing, Kev. It's been around. It's like, why are we're seeing single motherhood at a rapid? It's rapidly happening. So why are we still getting? Why are we falling for the trick? Why are we still getting pregnant with men who are not committing to us and not marrying us, and then crying on social media about how you're raising your child by yourself? It's just, again, because people glorify and they make motherhood seem like these babies are out here to be your savior, and they're not. People are having babies to really be their crutch, to be their everything. And you're having these children for your own selfish reasons, and then they got to deal with all your stuff. They got to deal with all your stuff. And it's unfortunate. It really, really is unfortunate. It really is, y'all. It really is. It really is. We just have to do better. We really have to do better. Like I said, I think Ebony K. Williams is I also hate that it's a Black woman, man. I hate this is a Black woman doing this, because again, it just adds to the statistics of Black women. Every 1 in 4 Black women is married. Just look at the numbers, look at the stats, like, and this is what we do. This is what it is for us. It's just like, why? Do y'all not see how we out here looking? They'll put a Black woman on People's Magazine, talk about her just having a child, being a single mother by choice. Being a single mother by choice. But again, we have to be aware that of our actions. What you do when you're younger will surely affect your life as you get older. There's no way around it. Let's not pretend like it doesn't happen. Let's not act like it's not a thing. People, women, ladies, please be very mindful of what you do in your 20s will show up. It will show up later in life. It will show up later in life. So please be mindful. Please be mindful. So this was good. I hope y'all enjoyed this first live. I'm going to definitely be going live more over here. So make sure I'm when I share this, when I end this live, please take a look at it, share it out, so more people can see the conversation. Yeah. And thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for watching. I appreciate it. I really, really do. Yeah, I'm gonna keep working on this thing where we can bring in a panel and do all like this stuff over here, like we do in the TikTok world. If you're not following me on TikTok, follow me on TikTok at I'm Just a Girl 2. Okay. So thank y'all for tapping in. I really, really appreciate it. Yeah, I really appreciate it. I'm excited to just grow. And you guys, will see more of me. This is only the beginning. Only the beginning. Okay. All right, y'all. But everybody have a great night. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel. And I will see you guys soon. Bye.